Yo, people, what's going on? Back again. That's what you telling me, bruv.
Oh, salt and pepper. Look at that comment. We might as well call ourselves salt and pepper now, innit?
It's peak, innit? Oh, hey, bruv. Hey, how did you take that, man? How did you take that?
You know
that
what? Yeah,
defeat?
I was nervous going into the game, but then I saw the team sheet and I was like, you know what? Yeah, we might get something here. For the first time, I was a bit nervous about it because obviously the whole without Rodri thing, which is a thing, by the way. We've got to accept that it is a thing. It's something that I'm sure Pep will overcome, but 3 games without him, we've lost all 3. It is a thing. We can't act like it isn't. I was cool. Do you know what?
Do you think it's a thing to the players as well, though? Or do you think it's just a thing to...
No, maybe not to the players, to be fair. I think more to rival. It's something that we have to accept. It is a thing. Yeah, Rodri is that good. And we can't be insecure about it. Like,
and you don't have Gundo to replace him like you usually do.
The truth is, yeah, if you imagine the treble winning team had Stones inverting, sitting next to Rodri. It had Gundogan to the left. It had De Bruyne to the right. None of them were there. Stones came on second half, looked like he was hobbling about, to be fair. It looked like he missed a bit of match fitness. So it has changed. And at the moment, yeah, I think Bernardo came in and did the best job he could do. Pep obviously trusted Bernardo over playing anyone else there. So he did the best job he'd do. I think he actually did keep Odegaard quiet. So he kind of did that role. But Pep needs to work out what is going on. And if you look at it right, the thing is, it's such a difficult one to address, right?
Is it?
For me, it is, because Calvin Phillips was the wrong option, yeah? But if you tell me a good 6, yeah, I'll tell you the reason why it wouldn't have worked. Because Rodri's there, yeah? Any 6 that wants to come to Manchester City under Pep Guardiola when Rodri is there has to know that you're probably going to hold bench a lot of the time, right?
100%.
Then I question your mentality. So why are you coming to us? So last season, when we bought Phillips, I was saying, I'm worried this could be like Rodwell. Because why do you want to come to our club, bro? Do you think you're going to push Rodri out of this team? And if you don't, that's not the mentality.
Just for the bread, innit? Yeah.
And then that mentality is not for me. So it's a hard one. And to be truthful, the thing that probably City did wrong last summer was getting rid of Lavia, because Lavia, was a younger coming through the ranks. You should have brought
someone through. That's exactly what you should have done. You brought someone through that would have been happy to be there, wait for your chance, innit?
And that's the thing now, where I'm looking at, right, this is a situation that Pep has to overcome. And this is a good warning, because we missed Rodri for 3 games. If he gets injured, that could be 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 games, yeah? So now we know there's a situation, it has to be dealt with. And whether that is the fact that Pep might think Núñez, he's more of an 8, but let me teach him the Rodri role and you can play the 8 and the 6 role. Because I don't really think at the moment there's any youngers coming through that fit that mould either. For me, Calvin Phillips is not that guy. Look, Calvin Phillips might be able to break up play, okay? But if you lose the ball once you've dictated play, what's the point in fucking winning back in the first place? So, but as far as how I took it, I was fine yesterday, yeah? But doing shows like this is good, 2-man shows where you talk about football and also someone that actually talks about football. But I was doing shows with people that just wanted to be shameless and that, and it's just
want to run banter in it. Yeah, of course, but this is why I say, bro, like what I do is not what everyone else does in it, and this is why I like to separate myself from people, and because I separate myself from people, they try and come for me, bro. Because I just mind my own business, innit? So people just come for me because I don't position myself and do the shameless nonsense that everyone else is doing. I don't do the Arsenal lost when we lost. Like, I don't do these things, bro. Do you know what I mean? They get clicks. Don't get me wrong. They do.
That's the truth. And the thing is with my channel at the moment, bro, the way it is, we're now starting to do studio shows. And I'm telling you now, studio shows, there's no shameless shit because everyone's in front of each other. Yeah. And there's no shameless shit. Like, you just sit and talk about football. They don't do as good numbers. Yeah, they don't.
No, they don't.
But they're more enjoyable to do than me sat there and listen, word to my brother Monts, who I go on his channel and whatever, but they do this thing on their Sunday show that is if you lose that weekend, you're not allowed to speak unless you're spoken to, right? And the thing is, that was the first show I did last night, and they tried to drop that on me, and I was just like, listen, yeah, there's no walk of life on a stream or on road that someone's going to tell me I'm not allowed to talk. We had spoken to. I ended up having to leave the stream because it's like, I can't stay. Like, they're going, Daps. I'm actually giving Arsenal props, and they're saying, yeah, now you can't speak because you haven't been spoken to. I was like, well, do something then, innit?
Yeah, but this is my problem, innit?
What's the point of me being sat here and not be able to talk? What's the point of that?
Managerial's an ornament and that.
I had noodles to eat, bro. So I went and ate noodles.
But you know what it is for me? It's like, the thing is, it's kind of like almost the worst thing that could have happened for me was for people to know what team I support, because I'm a football fan. I just don't, bruv, I don't care. Like, I'm not going to do the shameless thing with my team. I won't do it. If we're playing rubbish, I'm not going to do the shameless tribal thing, because them man are not my tribe. You know what I mean? Them fans that are out there embarrassing themselves and doing stupid things, those are not my people. Do you know? I'm my own person, innit? Like, I walk alone in life, bro. That's me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't associate myself with those people. So because of that, it's like, oh, why isn't Rants like us? No, I'll never be like you. You know, like that. It just is what it is. If my team's playing rubbish, my team's playing rubbish. I'm not about to be like, oh, you know what? Arsenal lost, so let me troll Arsenal when we lost. Like, the only time I'm kind of happy a team loses, when my team loses, Spurs, because my brother's Spurs, and I don't want to sit there and have to listen to my brother talk rubbish, bruv, on our podcast that I do with him every week. So I kind of hope that they're doing worse than us, and usually they do. So that's my little saving grace. But at the moment, Spurs are one of the best teams in the league at the moment, so I'm suffering, bro. You know, like that. Like, and it's just how it is.
And for me, like, I went on another show. And I said before the show started, I said, listen, because it was with this Nigerian brother called Kanabi, Hold Tight Kanabi. He's a lively character. And I said, listen, bro, before this show starts, if you're going to do the shameless thing, I might as well go now, because I don't want to fall out with you. We're going to end up like, if you want to talk football, I can give Arsenal props. I can give Arsenal props on yesterday. And as a City fan, I'm comfortable enough to sit here and criticise Pep. I'm sitting. I can criticize Haaland, but to a certain extent, But if we're going to do context on it, I can criticize multiple City players from yesterday. I don't think we were good. I think I can name 3 City players that I really think were okay. Apart from that, and like, someone's trying to talk on Foden, I'm like, cool. But if we're going to say Foden was bad yesterday, which I do agree, then don't try and tell me that Alvarez was any better, because he wasn't. And they're like, but Foden needs to step up. Why? Because you're telling me this season Alvarez has been our best player. So why aren't we expecting Alvarez to be that game changer? You just want to run an agenda on Foden. I'm not here to do agendas. Like, and the Haaland thing. Look,
I don't blame him. I don't blame him for yesterday.
The Wolves game, the Leipzig game, and there was one before that. I think maybe the Forest. No, it wasn't the Forest game. Haaland hadn't scored in 3 games, I think it was, or maybe it was 2 or 3 games he hadn't scored in. And on those ones, I can happily sit there and say, you know what? Yeah, he missed sitters, right? But yesterday, he didn't miss no sitters. He didn't get no delivery.
Anything. He didn't get no chances. But this is why, when I'm hearing man saying, oh, he got pocketed by Saliba, it's like, bro, he didn't have no chances because nothing was created for him. He didn't get pocketed. Like, do you know what I'm saying? He just was not in the game. Like, that's not what being pocketed looks like. Bro, and the thing is, for me, I don't blame him for that. Like, I blame Pep for yesterday. I think that the manager got it wrong yesterday. He should have taken off Haaland instead of Alvarez for a start, because
should have brought off
Haaland
Rico
was not doing nothing. Do you know what I mean? Rico shouldn't have come off. He was your best midfielder.
Let's be clear, right? For me, if I analyse that game, the first half, both teams looked nervous as hell because they were missing players and whatever. Both teams were missing players. Not City. Both teams were missing players, right? So it's not an excuse. And the game looked nervy. Both teams looked shaky. But I do think for the opening 25, 30 minutes, City were having more of the ball. But then Kovacic, fucking like a prick, goes and should have got a red.
Should have got a red, for sure.
Got away with that. 2 minutes later, should have got a second yellow.
Sure.
But at that point, every Manchester City player knew on that team, if he makes one more challenge,
He's
he's
gone.
off, right? And unless it's a very clear-cut challenge, he is gone, yeah?
And the manager should have replaced him then.
Well, thank you, right? Because from that point, every City player was kind of a bit nervous that you're kind of 6/8 can't put tackles in, right? And at that point,
it's heart in the
should have
mouth
gone
situation.
He had Rico Bernardo, he had Stones on the bench. He could have brought on Doku and maybe he could have brought on Grealish for me. And listen, I did a video earlier on. Last season, Grealish scored at the Emirates, I believe.
He did.
Yeah, he scored the winner. He was good home and away against Arsenal.
Yeah.
And most importantly, last season, Haaland, was a better player with Grealish on the pitch, right? Because what Grealish does is drags 3 players out of position, and then all of a sudden there's space for Haaland, Alvarez, Foden, Bernardo Silva, etc. to operate in, right? And people can slander Grealish as much as they want about GA, but that is what Grealish does.
But there's no stats for that, and this is the reason why these armchair fans, they don't rate Jack Grealish the way they should, because he's more than just a technical player, bro. Like he's an occupier. Literally, bruv, he opens up the pitch for everyone else because he draws 2 or 3 players into him, and he'll either release it or he'll draw a foul. Do you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, there's no stats for occupying players and creating space and all these things that he's so good at. And it's nonsense, and like you're seeing it now, people trying to run the Doku agenda. Doku's better than Grealish, and it's like, leave it alone. They're completely different players, innit? Like different horses for different courses. But the thing is with Grealish has got the IQ, he's got the experience, and he's got the composure that was needed to unlock that Arsenal defence. Do you know what I'm saying? And the manager should have brought him on. I don't know if your manager's fallen out with him. I was saying it when I was watching. I was like, something's going on with Jack because it's not making sense. He's not playing.
So what I heard was, while Pep was away on, when he was having his back operation, Creamfields was on.
And Jack was away.
Jack went to Creamfields, and apparently he turned up, and he turned up while Pep was away, and apparently Masseur or something reported back to Pep. And when Pep got back, he was like, "Yeah, you dropped." So dropped him. And I think with Pep, he does this where I would imagine after the international break, Grealish might come in and start playing again. But it's one of them ones where, and I think this will happen with Kovacic now. Pep is like, right, I'm not just going to, it's not going to become a public thing. We're not going to put this out in the domain, right? But this is how it is. You're going to hold this. And then afterwards, you'll come back in. But you need to earn my trust again. Because I went away and, I left it to lie low. And you took the piss, bro. So you can hold this. But I think he needs to come in and, look, so I put something up about the Grealish Haaland thing, and someone said, yeah, but Grealish played the other day and you still didn't win. And I was like, what game? Because if you look at it, we lost to Newcastle. Grealish played that game, but Haaland didn't. That's my point. And then we lost to Wolves. Haaland played, Grealish didn't. Yeah. Grealish and Haaland on the pitch together. And for me as well, this Doku Grealish thing. Look, Doku last season was playing on the right, not on the left. So it's not even a conversation. And the maddest thing is, this is what I don't like, when your own fan base start doing the Doku over Grealish shit. Why Doku over Grealish? We have not won anything by being a best 11 team. We are a squad, right?
Right.
Yesterday, Arsenal beat Manchester City by being a squad, not by being a best 11.
That came off the bench scored the goal.
Arteta made changes, and the squad beat Manchester City. We're not a best 11 team. No one is. And that game yesterday, look, it's almost like Arteta watched the changes that Pep made and then goes, all right, cool. I'll wait for you to play your hand. Pep played his hand, and then Arteta goes, I see your hand, I'm going to raise it. And he went and brought on game changers.
But everyone knew what Arteta was going to do, bruv. Like, he swapped Tomiyasu for Zinchenko all the time when the team are starting to feel the attacks get on top of them. Like, they were obvious changes, bro. Like, anyone that's watched Arsenal, bruv, those are the changes he makes all the time. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Apart from Martinelli, who usually starts. Like, they weren't...
But even that, I thought that was good. Martinelli off the bench.
Yeah, it was good, but that was only because he wasn't fit, or else he would have started. Like that. He wouldn't have started Trossard. So it's one of them ones where it's circumstantial, but also, I just think tactically, Pep got it wrong, innit?
Yeah.
Like, that's just all it was. Like, you don't take off Lewis. I don't care if he's the youngster or whatever. He was playing well. He was playing with confidence. He still had the zip in his legs. Like, he wasn't tired. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he was still powering up and down. Like, he held his own in that midfield. He deserved to stay on. He took him off because he's the youngster and he was the easy one to take off. When really he should have been looking to take someone else off. So that was a bad idea. Erling was not having any impact in the game whatsoever, yeah? Take him off, man. Like, with Alvarez, at least if Alvarez plays as the false 9, Alvarez has got the pacing behind, but also he can come and link and he can create a bit of an overload and a bit of a distraction by not just staying high up the pitch. Do you know what I'm saying?
Press is a lot better, by the way, as well.
Exactly, but it's easier to mark a striker when they stand pretty much on the last man. When they drop in deep and then they try and link and do all those things, it's harder to get hold of these players. So he should have played Alvarez in the false 9. You bring on Jack Grealish, and the thing is, when you don't have KDB, give Grealish the freedom in the team to pick up the ball, carry the ball, take players on and make things happen. The same freedom that KDB has to play these 100 passes that maybe only one of them will come off. Like, you need to give Grealish that amount of freedom and that trust, because City didn't have any real natural creators on the pitch here.
Vardy will create the most, probably down the left.
But that's what I mean. But they didn't have natural creators, and that was your chance to put on Grealish and say, you know what, Jack, win the game for us.
Yeah.
Because he's got that in him. He's got that in him, but he didn't even put him on.
Yeah.
How could he be on the bench and not use him, bro? Yeah. Like, I think that to me was crazy.
Do you know what? It's the first time, and in a City group chat, someone said it just before Arsenal scored. It's the first time in a long time that I've seen City not play our game. Like, in the 60th minute.
Yeah, first half he did. Second half was a bit all over the place.
Yeah, we were passing the ball sideways, backwards, and it was just like, we're playing for a draw. This is the first time I've seen us come out playing for a draw. And then even if you look at the substitutions, like, they're quite negative. Like,
yeah, bro.
They were negative. Sure. It was just like for like negative changes. And do you know what? And this is where we have to be secure enough to say this and not come out. Look, I'll defend players to the death, but I think Pep even said this a couple of years ago on the Amazon Prime thing. I will defend you to the death in public, but I will give you the truths. And the same has to be said on Pep. Look, Pep overthinks every single game, yeah? But people only call it overthinking when we lose.
When you don't, exactly. Right? But there's times where you get away with it. Loads of times where you get away with it.
You are a manager. Your job is to overthink things. So I get Pep's job yesterday against Arsenal without Rodri at the Emirates was to overthink that game, right? But yesterday, his overthinking didn't work and the plan he came up with didn't work. And it's fine. Look, because we have some of them. It's fine. Do I think that he'll get it right? Do I think that by January we'll be cooking? Yeah, I do. I think we've had a bad 3 games, and we have to take it for what it is.
100%.
Players. Also, actually, on the players, I knew that yesterday there was going to have to be some players stepping up, like they do the back end of the season, and showing who they are. And yesterday, I don't think too many players stepped up and showed who they were.
Yeah, but who are them players? Because Gundo was a massive player for you, not there. Mahrez, another match winner, not there. Like, you have not bought well. This is the first window that I've looked at Man City and I've said, yo, like, you've regressed. And I'm not necessarily saying, that it's your fault, because I think the market is poor, innit? I think that this is the worst era of football that I've seen in my life. Like, there's no quality. There's no real quality coming through. There's no real quality. When I look at under 25s in world football right now, there's no real quality. Not really. And the players that are good, they're either at a top club already or they're going to cost you upwards of 150 million, bro. It's a joke, because when you think that players, unproven players like Caicedo's and that are going for over 100 million, like, what are you going to get? What are you getting, bro? Because, like, people are throwing out names like Pedri and that. Exactly. Like, and what's Pedri costing you in today's market? One, Barca ain't selling.
Yeah.
And 2, Pedri's costing you.
So he's got a release clause that's mad though, like.
But that's what I mean, probably close
100
to
million or something like that. No, I swear, it's more. I swear, isn't it Pedri that's got that mental one, like 1,000 million or something? Some mad ass release clause.
I wouldn't even be 200 mil. Like, either way, Like, bro, the point still stands, yeah? There's no players, yeah, anywhere near the level
Yeah.
of
Look.
33, 34-year-old players now, yeah, coming through
Yeah.
at the moment. There's not, because Ilkay
Yeah.
Gundogan, yeah, like, is a match winner for you. And then Mahrez is a match winner. How many match winners are there in football right now, under 25, that you can say, yo, match winner, clutch, go get him?
But what I would say is, even if you look at Gundogan, yeah, like, what was it, 3 seasons ago, De Bruyne got injured in January and everyone was like, shit, what's City going to do? Because by this point, Aguero was dropping off and everyone was like, what's City going to do? De Bruyne's injured and pretty much out for the rest of the season. And at that point, Gundogan wasn't that guy, bro. Gundogan was not known as that guy. Gundogan came in, got put in the false 9 and became our top goal scorer that season. And from that point, everyone knew what Gundogan was about. I think the Gvardiol signing was a good signing. The Gvardiol signing is, I think he's an elite defender. Apart from that, Kovacic has come in and done a job, but since his injury coming back, he's taken a minute to come back.
Done a job, he hasn't replaced Ilkay, yeah?
Oh, hell no.
When you look at Riyad Mahrez, yeah, Doku ain't a replacement for Mahrez, because he's not even close. Like, Mahrez is a match winner, bro. Like, he's been your top scorer more than once. Like, Doku ain't gonna do that. Doku is Raheem Sterling's replacement, finally. That's what he really is, like. He's not a replacement for Mahrez.
It's more like a Leroy Sané. It's more like a Leroy Sané replacement, to be fair.
He's not even as technical as Sané, bro. That's why I'm saying Sterling, bro. Like, when I look at Doku, man, he's got that one shimmy, bro, and cuts inside, and then that's it. And then he kicks it down the line and chases it, bro. Like, it's not Leroy Sané. Like, it's...
I don't know. I disagree with that. And his work rate's better, and he does seem to be willing to listen to Pep more than Leroy ever was. Yeah.
Well, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. He's a perfect Pep player, bro, because he's gonna do what he's told,
which is good, by the way. That's what we need.
But the thing is, you got too many of those players. That's my problem. Those players are not the players that you needed to win the game against Arsenal. The players you needed to win the game against Arsenal is a player that
we won it last year.
Get on the ball and make something happen, bro. Like,
it's not how we won it last year. It's not how we've been winning it for years. Come on.
Yeah, but you can win it last year when you've got everyone fit. But the problem is, yesterday was a game where it was someone needs to stand up and take this game by the scruff of the neck. And no one did.
And right now, I agree with you. That's ultimately my point. At the moment, I'm looking at, there are players that I think, look, I do think John Stones was a big miss. Him coming on late on, I think John Stones being fit. But I agree, like, Núñez coming on at the moment, for me, look, I do think Núñez in the future could look good. But right now, no. I saw it against Wolves. When Rodri got sent off after the Forest game, outside the Etihad, I've been clipped up and it's been sent everywhere. Outside the Etihad, I said on City Extra, we're only going to the Emirates. We go there every season, pick up 3 points. You know what? It'll be funny to do it without Rodri. Núñez, Kovacic, pivot. Is what it is. I saw that pivot against Wolves and straight away said, nah, do you know what? I'm wrong. That pivot is not it. Will that pivot be it maybe in 6 months' time? Maybe. But at the moment, it's not it. It's too soon. Núñez is not proven. He's not a big game player yet. And you're right. Like, at the moment, we were missing them. That doesn't mean they won't become that. But at the moment, we're missing De Bruyne. We're missing Rodri. And, we're missing big game players. Like,
but it's not just big game players. You're missing match winners, bro. And Jack is that. And this is my problem. And this is why him not playing Grealish didn't make no sense to me, bro. Because I've seen Grealish win games, bro. Man, you say, Aston Villa, bro, listen. He's been at lesser teams, and he's put that team on his back. He's shown that, bro, he got this team promoted. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
he won at the Emirates last season. He scored the winner.
That's what I'm saying. But, bro, he's shown that he can put a team on his back, when the pressure's on him, and create something, either a goal or a chance or something like that. When I looked at City, they were missing that.
Yeah, they were.
Do you know what I'm saying? And this is exactly what it was. Like, Pep never hasn't really given him the freedom that he's had previously to show what he is.
Even if you look at the players that were on the pitch yesterday, right? Bernardo Silva, who can sometimes be a match winner, was playing way too deep. Right, so he was playing kind of in a six.
He was playing in the sixth role, which again,
so he's not impacting the game. He's not impacting the game, but that's because Pep doesn't trust Phillips. Pep doesn't trust Núñez yet.
But again, that's on your manager as well.
100%. Bro, I'm agreeing with you.
Bernardo's one of your most creative players, and you've nullified him.
Yeah. So the only
by
one
playing
that
him in the 6. So
look,
that's why I blame the manager.
the only one that looked like the match winner yesterday was Rico Lewis when he advanced.
And then he took him off.
And then he took him off. And that's why Pep has to hold it all.
Yeah.
And people can cry. I will say, look, yeah, some players didn't step up and be counted, and even little things like, to me, sometimes corners. I don't care if it's a corner and your captain towers over everyone and scores a header, right? Vinny style, Van Dijk style, yeah. Ruben Diaz has done it before. Laporte's done it for us before. Rodri's done it for us before. Stones has done it before. Yesterday, even on the corners, I wasn't seeing no one trying to outjump everyone. I wasn't seeing no one trying to get their head on it. So even little moments like that, it's just everyone seemed nervy. And Pep has to hold it. That's his job. That's his job to motivate the players. It's his job to look. The captains can have a say in that, but ultimately, it's falling for me on the manager. Now, this is not me slandering Pep to the point where I am saying, you know what, a few more games like that, and I'm going to be saying Pep out. Listen, I never want Pep to leave this football club.
Yeah, but bro,
there's
like,
individual
you are
games
allowed to criticize the manager's decisions without wanting him out the club, bro. There's been loads of times where Pep's tried to be too clever, and he's cost you games or you got away with it. What game was it last season? Was it what was the game towards the end of the season? Was it Nottingham Forest that you drew or something like that when Bernardo gave the penalty at? Yeah, and he played him left back.
Yeah.
And he ended up giving the penalty away.
Arsenal. Yeah, that game was a mad one as well.
Yeah, it was Forest, innit? And that's what I mean. The manager does loads of things and he gets away with it, because it's him. But if it was other managers, they would question them. And I always question it because for me, Pep's the greatest of all time, but there's a lot of things that he does that I question, bruv.
You know what?
A lot.
Rants, that sums it up. You just said you believe he's the greatest ever, but I'll still question him. And that is the key, that players can be questioned, and it doesn't mean you're being negative about him, as in saying, that's it, this guy's washed. Like, you can say Haaland had a bad game. You can say De Bruyne had a bad game. You can say, for me, I've never rated De Bruyne as a captain or vice captain. I think he's not that guy. I don't.
And that's why the manager's never given him the armband.
No, he has. He's had it quite a lot, bro.
No, but he's not your. But he's not your actual captain. Vice. Yeah, for me, never the main man. Yeah,
someone that has to shout at little David Silva, "Let me speak, let me speak," is not a captain, right?
He's not. No.
You don't have to tell a little man, let me speak.
Because it shows he doesn't naturally have that respect of other people because he shouldn't have to ask for that. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I say at our club, Casemiro is the captain. Like, he never has to say, let me speak. As soon as Cas speaks, everyone shuts up.
Yeah.
Naturally. The captains pick themselves, innit?
Was Zlatan ever your captain?
Pretty much. Even though I don't know if he wore the armband, but he was.
Your captain? Bro,
no, I think he wore the armband at least once, I believe. But even if he didn't, he was our captain anyway.
That's the last
Everyone
time
knew it. Like, even Paul Pogba said. Paul Pogba said that Zlatan is one of the best leaders that he's ever had, even though like Zlatan's just naturally a leader, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
And that's what I'm saying. When Zlatan was at your club, you knew, and I honestly think that was the last time there was no issues in Man United's dressing room,
No, you're right. You're probably right.
Jose knew. Bring him in, because I don't, and that meant Jose didn't need to speak to no one. Just like Zlatan. I know, naturally, without me even asking you to, you're going to control that dressing room. And even little moments, like, I always used to say this, you can imagine, like, Rashford was young at that point. If you, man, were like losing 1-0 or drawing 1, or it was the 80th minute, and players started putting their heads down, Zlatan would just walk up to him and be like, "What are you doing? You're Marcus."
Slap man in the back of the head, bro.
You are picked up. We're Man United. You are Marcus Rashford, and I am Zlatan. Why you got your head down? Pick your head up, and everyone be like, "Yeah, shit, you're right."
Yeah, but even in the interview that Zlatan had recently, he said, because Piers Morgan said, when I interviewed CR7, he said that the kids today are like, they don't respect this, that, and Zlatan's like, respect is something you take from people, that. He said, listen, if people don't respect you, then that's a you problem. Like that. He said, nah, bro, like, you will respect me if I'm there. I mean, and that's the difference between someone like Zlatan, and someone like CR7. Zlatan said, I'm taking this respect. Like that. Whereas CR7's like, you should respect me because I'm older. It's like, no, that's the old school way. Like, in today's game, people don't just give you respect no more. You have to take that. You know, like that. And that's why
Well, you
sometimes
should never have
in
to
life,
ask for. It's like we said, don't ask for an apology. You don't ask for respect. You don't do
yeah,
neither. People
exactly.
say sorry
Thank you.
and people show you respect, yeah? And if they don't,
Thank
make
you.
them fucking respect you. Do something to make them respect
Exactly.
you. Not ask for it.
And also, if people don't respect you, you have to wonder why also. You know, like that. And that's why sometimes you have to G-check people, bruv, and let them know who you are, bro. Because sometimes it's all well and good being the nice, timid guy, not saying nothing. But sometimes you have to piss people off to
Yeah.
let people know what you're on, bro. Because people take it for granted, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And,
And
and
this is what it is.
And that's where I think, and that's where I am confident in the fact that, yeah, we've had this bad run, but we've got Pep. And I know from last season, like, when we played Tottenham in January, and we went 2-0 down in the first half. When Tottenham scored their second, straight after they scored their first, I watched every single Manchester City player on that pitch put their head down. Every single last one of them, yeah. And I was losing my shit in the stand, going like, why is everyone turning to all the other fans, going, why is every City player looking? Where's Gundogan, the captain? He had his head down. I go, why has he got his head down? He's the captain. At the end of the game, Mara's second half scored. I think he scored a hat-trick. We won 4-2. And at the end of the game in the interview, they said, great second half performance to Pep. And Pep said, yeah, it was a good performance, but why only in the second half? He goes, there's a lot of senior players in this team that need to have a think in their heads and think about it. Do they want to be here? Do they want to look? We won the league last year. Do they want to win it again this year? Like, they need to question themselves. Do they want to win it? Right?
It's a mentality thing.
But after that game, everything turned round, because it was like Pep said, look, if I have to bring in some youngers like Rico and whatever that want to try and win the league, yeah, then that is what I will do. If these senior players are not stepping up because, they're feeling a bit comfortable because they won the league 2 years in a row, then no problem. I'll bring someone else in. From that point, everyone stepped up. And look, it's good we've got that kick up the arse now, because Pep needs to, when they get back from international duty, he needs to be pulling a few of them up and saying, listen, I got it wrong. Firstly, I got it wrong, so I will hold that. But also, you man need to step up for me in these games. Like, and it's on. There's no one individual person that should be blamed for these last 3 games. It's players and it's the manager.
I hear that, but I think it's more the manager. I'll be real. And the reason why I think it's more the manager is because the style of management that Pep has. Pep is very, very rigid. And he's almost too rigid at times, to the point where when plan A is not working, yeah, where's the plan B? Usually the plan B is one of the players bail him out. Do you know what I'm saying? But he hasn't got the players to bail him out. Well, he did. Well, do you know what I mean? Like, because the individuals haven't been there to bail him out. So that's why he's looked like that, bro. Because it's like, the thing is with Pep, yeah, he shouldn't have taken Rico Lewis off.
No, he shouldn't have.
Like, and Erling Haaland should have been taken off, bro. Like, he's not
Kovacic
even made
should
the
have been
right.
taken off sooner as well.
Kovacic should have been taken off sooner. Like, he hasn't made the right changes at the right times. Like, you can blame the players, but as a manager, you have to see that Erling is not affecting the game. We're not putting balls into the box, so he's not really gonna get the same supply line he would get if De Bruyne is playing. So maybe we don't need him for this game. Maybe we revert back to the old Manchester City with the false 9 and we try and give them something else to think about.
Yep.
Instead of persisting with a number 9 that off the ball isn't going to give you the pressing, and then on the ball, he's not going to be able to receive the ball in areas to be dangerous because you don't have the players to feed him. So taking off Alvarez, who's more versatile, who presses better, who can play more in a fluid system than him, was a bad move.
Do you know what? Do you know what I'm going to agree with you?
Confidence. Leave him on. Like, leave him on. Take someone else off.
Do you know why I'm going to agree with you? Because I would disagree with you on this, yeah. But because of the fact that I would agree with you. Yesterday, we didn't have game changers on the pitch, yeah.
Who was your wide players yesterday? Who started?
Our wide played Alvarez and Foden, but they weren't even playing that wide. They were playing in pockets.
Exactly. Yeah. So Alvarez and Foden are playing out wide.
Yep.
You take off your striker, move Alvarez in. Bring Bernardo from the 6 up the pitch so we can create, and then you put on another midfielder. Job done.
Or even you bring on Grealish or Doku.
And then you put Stones there, bro.
A lot of things. Like I said,
you put Stones in the midfield, and then you move Bernardo up into attack. There you go. Now you've got creative player here, fluid
Yeah, I hear it.
forward, another creative player, and maybe you try and do the false nine and you try and disrupt
Yeah.
Arsenal's flow with something different. What's the point in having Haaland that just keeps running like this, trying to get him behind? Ball's not coming. Ball's not coming. Ball's not coming. What, for 90 minutes?
Yeah, and the key is you can stick with that if you do have individual game players. You can. I fully hear what you're saying, man. So you know what? I want to disagree with you, to be fair, but we are a system-based team. This is another thing. When people say, "Oh, but without this, our City is system-based team." Yes, we are.
They very much are.
We are. And when people go, "Haha, well, you're a system team," yeah, we are. What? That's fine. Yeah, it's a system that fucking works. But when the system doesn't work, we've also got big game players,
that
can step in and do it. And that's the beauty of it. Whereas maybe with United at the moment, everything is strictly on, you know, your Marcus Rashford stepping up and having moments, but there's no system there.
And we got no proper system. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the thing is, Pep in all of his teams has always had players that can win him games, but within the system. Because what people don't realize, Iniesta, was a system player. Like, even though Iniesta was amazingly talented, he done the work off the ball that Pep wanted him to do. He was a disciplined player. Like, a lot of the times, Iniesta was pushed out to the left-hand side, even though he wasn't he's not naturally a left-hand side player, and he done a job there. Like, he was a player that he could move to different places. The players like the Zlatans, like the Etos, the players that were maybe wanting to play their own game, never done well with Pep. Do you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, Pep doesn't allow those players to really let their hair down in it. And because of that, situations like that is the reason why you lost.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because you needed a Maverick to win you that game, because first half you were in control of that game, bro. Arsenal sat back in their own half and said to City, you know what? We can't play with you, so we're just gonna stay compact. You have to work it out. And there was no player on that pitch that said, you know what? I'm gonna pick up the ball and I'm just gonna do something different. You know what I mean? And this is the problem. You need to have a mixture.
Do you know one of the maddest things is Bernardo Silva's interview after the game? Because it's almost like there was a bit of frustration there from him that he knew it as well.
Yeah.
Because he kind of said, you know what, we weren't moving the ball quick enough and this and that. And Bernardo Silva would have been looking at that thinking, God, I wish I was playing further up the pitch. Because I know what
he could have unlocked that defense.
I know what the issue is, but I'm having to play here. And look, that's because of, it does go back to the fact that Pep has certain players that he trusts. He trusts Bernardo Silva gets the system. So it's like, do you know what? Bernardo Silva played and learned with Fernandinho. Then he played with Rodri. Listen, I don't know if you remember a few years back, there was a game at Anfield. It was at Anfield. No, it was at the Etihad, sorry, in fact. Bernardo Silva and Fernandinho, absolute midfield masterclass. And that was Liverpool in their prime, and those two just dominated the whole midfield because Bernardo Silva knows how to play that role. But with Fernandinho there, he could play that role, but then also move up the pitch and change the game up there. Whereas yesterday, he was just having to sit too deep and cover. And that became worse when Kovacic... when all that happened with Kovacic, because now it's all on Bernardo Silva, but not even when he went off, Rants.
And he's not, and he's not a natural ball winner. And Kovacic was meant to be the more tenacious one,
because Kovacic is sat one more mistake and you're off. So now it's all on, and we can't say Rico Lewis, you go and be that guy, because Rico Lewis is light. Rico Lewis has not bulked up yet. Rico Lewis at the moment is so clear. Is better in advanced positions. Rico Lewis is better as a box-to-box at the moment. He is not a 6. So, and it was all on De Bruyne, all on Bernardo Silva.
But you had Stones and Phillips on the bench, and this is why I'm saying I blame the manager, because it's one of them things where you have to trust your players in these situations, bro. Like I love Pep as a coach, but he's also a control freak to the point where it's like, you can't control everything in football. Like, that's the beauty of football. Like, you can plan for everything, and then someone hits a 35-yard screamer, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. You can't plan for that.
No,
and it's almost like Pep wants to micromanage every minute of the game, and it's like, you can't do that. Sometimes you just have to trust your players. Sometimes you got to say to Stones, you know what, bro? I need you to hold this down in midfield as a 6. Or you need to say to Calvin Phillips, listen, bro, I'm playing you and Stones in the pivot, bruv, like, to shore this up. I need to move Bernardo out of there because we can't unlock this Arsenal team. But it's almost like he was
He
like,
was
oh,
playing for a draw.
We'll just leave Haaland on, something might happen. But it's like, even if you're playing for a draw, leave on the striker that's going to press more and help you defensively in Alvarez and take off Haaland. Because if you don't need a goal, you don't need him on the pitch if you're playing for a draw. Take him off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So even if you're playing for a draw, take him off. This is what I mean. The logic doesn't work for me.
And even when you look, you just said there, if someone hits a 35-yard screamer, this is not an excuse, by the way, and this is not slander on Arsenal, because I'm a strong believer is if you don't shoot, you don't score. Yeah. But the Trossard goal in the Community Shield and the Martinelli goal yesterday. But bro, if they didn't shoot, both of them were outside the area, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah,
but both of them. And that's exactly what you're saying, that you can't control everything in football. Like Ake got in front of that, thought he got something on it. Now you put it in the back of the net off a deflection. That couldn't be controlled. And like I said, salute to Arsenal for actually shooting, because you know what? Yesterday we had 4 shots on goal.
And that came down to just an individual making a decision to hit the ball, whereas City never had that. And this is my point. This is my point. You need an individual to say, you know what, I'm going to take it upon myself to do something. And that's what Martinelli did in that moment. Cut inside, and he said, you know what, I'm just going to let fly, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? And I don't even know if it was on target, because the shot was going the complete other side of the goal. But the point is, he took that risk. You have to speculate to accumulate. City didn't do that.
And I've just seen someone in the comments there saying, Daps, your midfield stinks, right? Listen, like I said, and this is not an excuse, De Bruyne is out, right? Gundogan is gone. Rodri's suspended. And again, this is on Pep. I want to see Foden in the fucking 8 role, yeah? I want to see Foden in the 8 role. He weren't in no 8 role. Play him in the 8 role.
You can even play Jack centrally, man, because he can turn, he can carry the ball.
We
know that he can play there.
I've been screaming that for years, Grealish in the 8 role. And I actually thought in the summer, before we bought Cover and before we bought Nunes, I was thinking, well, maybe this means Jack or Foden are going to be the 8s, because I do think they can do the role in the 8s, and then it allows you to play Doku, Alvarez.
That's what Haaland. I thought. When I heard potentially that Gundo was leaving, and there was rumours that Bernardo's been rumoured to leave for a while, and I said it's only a matter of time before Jack or Foden get a real run centrally. Because I'm thinking there's no one you can go out and really replace them with. So I'm thinking, cool, use the players that you've got. And it just hasn't worked.
And there's another comment. Daps, do you think selling Cole Palmer was a mistake? Right. Let's be very clear with this, yeah? I know that suits agendas because he's gone to Chelsea and he's had a good couple of games for Chelsea. And let me be clear, I wanted Cole Palmer to stay, yeah? I like Cole Palmer. However, let's not all of a sudden now go, put Cole Palmer in a conversation with Mahrez and Gundogan. Like, them, man, yeah, I can hear that. We're not going to start saying that Cole Palmer is a world beater, yeah? We're not going to do that. Like, he's a good player, but if he was at City, there's no way he would have been playing in an 8 role. Not a chance in hell.
No way. He's not getting minutes at City.
Nah. He left, yeah. I like seeing him flourish because he came through our academy. But if we're being real, he had to leave, yeah, because he's not as good as Foden, right?
Yeah.
So if Foden's, having to work his absolute arse off for 4 years to get into this team, yeah.
And he's behind Lewis as well.
Cole Palmer is not going to, he wouldn't be playing. So that's nothing to do with this game at all. Cole Palmer would not have impacted that game yesterday one bit. Like, let's be real. And do you know what? Actually, he might have, if he was high enough in the pecking order that Pep might have brought him on, but he's not. So he would, if he was at the club, he would not have been brought on. So nah, I'm not hearing that.
That's what it is. So I just think stylistically, yesterday's game was the game for your Mavericks, and Pep doesn't allow many of them. Usually he allows one. It's De Bruyne in this team, and it was Messi before in his Barcelona team. He usually allows one player to kind of cheat a little bit. Do you know what I mean? It would be nice to see him allow Grealish that kind of freedom to see what he does, or allow Foden that kind of freedom to see what he does, or something like that. But Pep just doesn't do that. And that was the difference between Arsenal and City, because first half, Arsenal weren't in it. Second half, Arsenal grew more into the game, but still didn't really look dangerous. Like, it was still one shot on target apiece until the second goal went in. and I don't even know if that shot was on target. Like, it was a stalemate, but it looked like if anyone was going to score... No, the second shot on target.
Oh, second shot,
Second shot on target ended up being the goal. I don't even know if it was on target because it deflected so early, but it looked like a stalemate, and it looked like if anyone was going to score, it wasn't going to be Arsenal because they weren't creating. Do you know what I'm saying? And you lot had one cleared off the line as well. So when you look at the game was definitely there to win.
Yeah.
But the wrong decisions were made. I feel like when the substitutions were made and Lewis came off, that round of substitutions, the game changed then.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
Martinelli was massive as well. Martinelli came on and just, it was like, literally do your thing, bro. And he grabbed that game and said, I am going to do my thing. The minute he came on, he looked cold. Like, I think
that's
Martinelli's
what I mean. You put Tomiyasu on to deal with Doku, which they did, and then put on Martinelli, who got the goal. And that's what I mean. It was the round of substitutions. Taking off Lewis, leaving Haaland on, taking off Alvarez, and then Arteta making the changes. It was the substitutions that changed the game.
Do you know what? Everything Arteta did yesterday, I've got ratings for still. Even the fact that, the starting 11, it was like leaving Martinelli out, leaving...
Martinelli wasn't fit though, and he said that Martinelli said to him, I'll be ready for this game.
But here's the thing, that Arteta has held slugs for weeks now for starting Saka unfit. Yesterday, Arteta decided, I'm not going to play Partey from the start. I'm not going to play Martinelli from the start. I'm not going to start Havertz. He made some big changes, and now Arsenal beat Manchester City with their squads, not with their preferred best 11. That now all of a sudden people have to put a bit more trust in him, and now he can say, same way that Man City didn't have some of our players, he can say, we beat Man City without some of our players as well. So all of a sudden there's more of a belief that Arteta really does know what he's doing. So with managers, I think we spoke on it a lot about Ten Hag. With managers, in these moments when the pressure is on, they have to put their balls on the line, right? They have
you have to earn your respect.
Well, and it is a big fucking risk. Because listen, if he made the wrong decision yesterday and they lost to Manchester City again, the pressure on Arteta would have gone up a notch, right? He fucking made some changes. He got everything right. And now he's released some of that pressure. And everything he did was right. Like, I have to look. I'm a fan of Arteta.
He managed that game well. Do you know what I mean? But I still think that Pep threw it away. Like that. And that's just what it is. Like, when you watch the game, prior to the substitution, like the substitution from both managers, because that's where I think the game was lost. It looked like you said, your manager was happy with the draw, and it was the wrong decision. Decision. For me, even if I still want to draw, I still attack and I still go. Like, that's how you get your draw. You know what I mean? You don't get your draw by
play, bro.
Yeah, you don't get your draw by taking off certain players and kind of changing the mentality, because it sends the wrong message. And I said the same thing. A lot of the guys in here would have been in here when I done the watch along for your Champions League game. I think it was a couple seasons ago against Real Madrid. And was it the Real Madrid game, guys? I think it was.
I think. Do you know what?
It was the Real Madrid game when he took
something there that pissed someone off.
He took off Gabriel Jesus in the game. He took your pace off, and then you lot ended up losing, bruv, at the end. I'm sure it was, man.
Oh, there's a few where Pep's. This is the thing.
It was Real, because I remember he took off Jesus, and I think he might have taken off Sterling as well. Like, he took off both of your players, and I was like, yo, like, you've taken off. It was against Real Madrid. I think it was semi-finals or
first leg.
No, second leg is the one that got you lot knocked out, I think. You ended up losing the game.
I remember,
I think it was the second
one.
leg.
I was there. But
he take off Jesus and Mahrez. He took off. Yeah, Jesus and Mahrez.
And brought on Grealish and Zinchenko and Gundogan.
Yes. And I was like, no. Do you know what I'm saying?
Do you know
because I'm like, bro, like, if you want, even though you're up, you always want the other team to respect the counter-attack. And Gabriel Jesus' energy, and his pace in transition was killing them. Same with Mahrez. When you take them both off, when you take off two direct players, you surrender the impetus to the other team, bro. It's a bad move.
But you got to be clear with this. What happened that game? Because I was there. I remember it. Yeah, it was 0-0. He brought off. All I know is he brought on Gundogan and Zinchenko. And we went. I can't remember, right? But at that point, we went 1-0 up. And it was created, the initial move was started by Zinchenko and Gundogan, right? I remember that. We went 1-0 up, yeah? But that was where the issue... Then, after that, Walker got injured. We moved Cancelo to the right and put Zinchenko on the left. So, and at that point, they scored the equaliser. And then we had no intensity to hold the ball up top because we were trying to sit back going, do you know what? We've got a 1-goal lead. Let's just sit here and we'll be fine.
Yeah, but why did you not have that? Because you took players off.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I hear it, but the players that came on put us 1-0 up. But then we were stupid to sit back. And I think the one that killed it is we brought Grealish on. That was the important one in that game.
Yeah, and then you brought Jack on, and you took. I think you took. It would have been Jesus you took off for him.
Yeah, probably for Jack. And at
it
that
was
point,
Jesus, brother. Yeah. Jesus, and you didn't have nothing on the counter. Then you got cooked. Do you know what I mean? Whereas Jesus was running his socks off, bro, that game. He was balling, bro. I remember that game. He was just causing them all sorts of problems on the break. And then he wasn't on the pitch. And you always have to give a team something to be afraid of, bro. That's what Martinelli gave you, lot. He gave you something to be scared of, something different.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But look, that's always the thing against City. This is the one thing against Manchester City, yeah, is fast weakness. We saw it with Pedro Neto for Wolves. That Man City... I can't hear you, Rants. One sec. Why can't I hear you?
Oh yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I was muted.
Oh, right. I'm looking
right.
What's happening?
Bro, I don't know what happened. Zayn said Arsenal cooked City. Saliba had Haaland pocketed. You are lucky we didn't have Saka playing. It wasn't that kind of game, I'll be real, but big up for the super chat, Zayn.
Yeah.
You know,
Saka,
like that.
Look, Saka's never really cooked City. I went into this game saying I fear Trossard and Martinelli more than I fear Saka. I think Saka is a world-class player, and I think Saka is better than Martinelli and Trossard. But against Manchester City, it ain't never been, because exactly what we were just saying, City hates pace, yeah? Pacey wingers, they always do well against City.
But that's because City tend to leave spaces in those areas. And that's just what it is, bro. Like, it's all about styles, innit?
Yeah.
But no matter what team you are, yeah, you have to respect the counter-attack. And this is why, like, you look at Liverpool, bro. Like, even with 10 men against Newcastle, you have to respect the counter-attack. Even though they got one less player. And that's how they ended up winning the game. So when you take off players, yeah, like Alvarez... It's like, don't take Alvarez off now. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't take Alvarez off, because he's the guy that's going to press teams high, keep them back, stop them from playing out. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
look, we know this is a mad thing that even Pep knows it. Like, the first thing Pep said when he arrived at Manchester City to every single player is, you are winning the ball back. You have a choice. You run 5 yards forward and win the ball back, or you run 100 yards backwards and win the ball back. But either way, you're winning the ball back. So which one would you rather do? And this is where, if I look at like the Bayern game last season at home, the Real Madrid game at home last season, and City at their best for the last 5-6 years, we win the ball high up the pitch. The minute we lose the ball, we have it back within 3 seconds. Yeah. Because the minute it gets over that and people start breaking at us, because of the way we like to pin teams back and sit in their half, we are open to being exposed with pacey wingers that can just run at us.
Look at this. And great comment as well. You're right. Alvarez pressed Raya into a mistake. Exactly. And again, that was him up there and not Haaland. And this is what I mean.
Used to do that really well as well, by the way.
And this is what I mean about the wrong substitutions. Like, you know what I mean? That's not me saying that I know better than Pep Guardiola. That's me saying, there's different ways, to beat different teams. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Did you see a comment, Rants expressing to himself when you had
this is muted, I seen it. But there's different ways to beat different teams, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. Like, in this game, quick, direct players tend to give people problems. That's just how it is. So, cool, you're going to bring on Doku. All right, fine. But leave Alvarez on as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
100. But look, I'm not here to defend Pep. At the same time, I'm not here to ask him out. But
so
listen,
I don't think it was the
blame.
players. I don't think it was the players because I think you had enough there on paper to win that game.
Oh, we did,
I just think
100%.
that you just didn't take the risks that were required to win that game. Do you know what I mean?
think,
and that's it.
Look, it can be a bit of both. And for me, the players are not getting away scot-free, but the overall, Pep got it wrong. Arteta got it right. And I'd probably say, Pep needs to hold 60 players, 40, something like that. But either way, now we've got the break. When they get back, he needs to have a chat with them all. Rodri's back. And hopefully that'll be, we'll be back and he'll be playing regularly. But we need to not forget what has happened without him, and that needs to be addressed. Yeah, because if he comes back, we start cooking again, and we just think, everything's fine. We can forget about those 3 games. We can't, because if he gets suspended again, if he gets injured again, if he just needs a rest, is that going to happen again? So we have to address it. It can't be forgotten about, because look, now. We've given Arsenal 3 points. We never give them 3 points. They've got 3 points now.
Yeah. And not only have you given them 3 points, but you've given them confidence as well. You know, ones there. It's not just the 3 points, because come on, the way Arsenal fans are moving like they won the league. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is how much it means to them. Even though really they should be winning their home games anyway. Do you know what I mean? But they're so used to losing to you lot at home. That this is turned into, we've won the league already. Saliba's the best in the world.
Yeah.
All of this nonsense that I'm hearing now. Do you know what I'm saying?
See, and I know Arsenal fans are going to pipe up now. This is what's going to happen now. Arsenal fans are going to pipe up and say we're moving salty. Listen, we've both said that Arteta got it spot on yesterday. We've given Arsenal their flowers, but
and also criticised Pep as well.
And criticise Pep, and I've criticised the City players. But if you now think that we're going to sit here, roll over, have our belly scratched, and let you slander, ultimately say Arsenal are the best team in the world, we're not going to do that neither, right?
No.
Like, come on. We're not going to forget the fact that you drew with Spurs at home. We're not going to forget the fact that you drew with Fulham at home. And we're not going to forget the fact you drew... I think they've drawn 3 games at home, haven't they, this season? Is it 3?
Yeah, something like that. And also, they lost the game before in the Champions League as well. So, like, man are far from what they're saying they are. Do you know what I'm saying? So, it's just one of those things.
And as for you lot, listen, we do need to talk on you lot quickly. So, does Scott need another 5 years added to his contract?
No. Like, Scott McTominay is always be a squad player at Man United if he's gonna be there at all. Do you know what I'm saying? And the thing is,
would you keep him as a squad player then?
At present, I would have sold him in the summer though. I would have kept Fred and got rid of him, but now he's here. Like, Scott McTominay is not a bigger issue than Bruno. Like, he's not. Scott McTominay is not a bigger issue than 65 million on Mason Mount. He's not. Because I don't have a problem with Scott McTominay other than the fact that he's not that good, but that's not his fault. You know, like that.
Yep.
But I don't have any problems with his application. I ain't got no problems with his effort when he's on the pitch. Like, he's limited. Do you know what I'm saying? He's very limited, but it's not his fault. Like,
he's not
a
6.
He's not a 6, and Jose tried to make him a 6. Jose played him a centre back. And he's one of the best finishers in the team.
Oh, I swear he came up as a forward.
As a striker. Yeah. And then he had a growth spurt. And naturally, because he had a growth spurt, they just pushed him back and said, you're a tall lad. You play here. But he's a number 10. You know what I'm saying? Like,
did he start at the weekend or did he come on?
No, he came off the bench.
Which, there you go. Yeah. Like, he is a plan B, right? He's a plan B. Throw him on. And
or the plan C, bruv, even.
Yeah. And look, I'm not doing any McTominay props as far as an overall player. And I agree with you. Listen, you can't be thinking, he's the answer. He is not the answer, But he does also get it. He gets what it is to play for Manchester United, right? And that last 5 minutes, like when he scored the first, it lifted the whole of Old Trafford, right? And for a minute, it was a bit like back in the day at Old Trafford where Fergie time he pops up and does another. Now, I ain't seen Bruno do that.
No, because Bruno's not that kind of player, bro. Do you know what I mean? And this is what people need to understand. Bruno has conned Manchester United fans into thinking that he's one, a good footballer, two, a leader, which he isn't,
Yeah.
and three, an impact player, which he isn't. Because he's not. He ain't scored one important goal for this club, bro.
Yeah.
Like, man stat pads and does bare penalties, bro. Like stat pads. But when we actually need him, yeah, when our backs against it, Bayern Munich, nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like when we're really up against it, he never shows up, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And nobody talks about it.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about the fact that every time we really, really need a performance from him, we don't get it. Cup final last year, Cass scored. Now, I mean, Bruno's not scoring cup final goals. He's not scoring like important goals against the top six. Like he's not doing anything, bro. But somehow he's the captain, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is the problem. Like a lot of players in this fan base have been misprofiled. Rashford was misprofiled for a long time because he's a player that's scored some memorable goals at a time. Like he's a highlights player. Do you know what I'm saying? And because he's a highlights player and he's got some good goals and he scores in bursts, people think that he's this prolific player. But when you look, he's averaging 8 goals a season since he started here. So
do you think it's fair to question his mentality as well?
Who, Rashford?
No, Bruno.
I think it is fair to question his mentality, but I think his mentality is he thinks he's better than he is, and he's just not good, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like he's got no self-awareness. Like, bro, like he does more talking than actually playing, bro. He's always the one that comes out with all these long essays and all these other things after the game about things we can do better and stuff. But it's like you're never showing us what we can do better because you're not good enough, bro. Like it's the right message and the wrong messenger. Like you're not the guy that needs to be saying these things because you're not good enough.
Yeah, even last season, I honestly think last season, or maybe the season before as well, but the beginning of last season in particular, he looked bare nervy being around Ronaldo. Almost like he knew that's his what idol, it was.
Bro.
Yeah, and it looked like sometimes on penalties, all of a sudden, whereas obviously Bruno originally was known for being Penandes because he was scoring penalties, but there's a few times
Ronaldo comes in and then he missed the first one,
because he's nervous because he knows big brother's looking at me here thinking, well, I'll put this away. What are you going to do, bro? And he's all of a sudden, I think his mentality is a bit soft. But look, it's what it is. It's a win.
A win is a win, but
saved Eric. But
it saved the manager's job. But bro, we're so far away from where we need to be. I can't even support it. You know, like for instance, you lot lost to Arsenal, yeah, but for periods of the game you were on top, and you can point to where it went wrong.
Yeah,
we're so bad right now. We can't point to where it went wrong and where it went right because it was a lucky win. Like, do you know what I'm saying? We scored 2 goals in injury time, pretty much from set pieces. So there's nothing to be learnt, there's nothing to be learned or taken from the win other than the points.
Yeah.
I can't say, you know what, from this, I've learned next match we start these players. Because as a Man United fan, I've grown up for years where Man United had squad players that came off the bench and scored goals. We didn't think, Solskjaer scored 2 goals coming off the bench, so he starts next week. Nah, it was like, Solskjaer, you're a sub, bruv. Like, thanks for helping the team back to the bench. You know, like that. That's what it was.
Yeah. And there's some players that are better like that, isn't it? There's some players. I've seen it a few times at City where players have come off the bench and bang, then all of a sudden a player gets injured, so they get given a run and they do fuck all. And that's fine. That's the way it is. There's another player I want to speak on, and I don't think he started. No, he didn't start the weekend. I don't know if he was injured or if he. I don't know. But midweek when you lost to Galatasaray, I was having a conversation with Ty about it, and me and Ty were going back and forth about it a lot. And it's Varane, right? And look,
injured.
Was he injured again? Right. Okay. So look, I'm going to move away from the availability and how important availability is. And by the way, I'm not here now saying that Varane is not a good defender. I'm not here saying that Varane was bad, as in was the cause of any of the goals against Galatasaray. However, people want to call him Champions League Varane. People want to tell me he's won everything. He's experienced, right? Casemiro gets sent off. You've got a goalkeeper that's shaky as shit. You've got Amrabat who's just joined the team playing at left back. You've got Lindelof, who we know Lindelof at best is an average defender. And then you've got Delo, who's looking really bad on the right. At that point, do you not think, like, and what everyone said is, yeah, but Varane did nothing wrong. I'm like, listen, you don't get called world class for doing nothing wrong, right? If you want to call him Champions League Varane, if you want to tell me how he's experienced to won it all, at times, like in them moments when you go down to 10 men, I just want to see him do something for the club. Like, I want to see him stand up and be counted. Like, and someone said, but he's not that guy. He's not that guy with the voice. Listen, if you want to be called world class in them moments, get a fucking voice, right? And just take control of that defense. And you ain't got Casemiro there now. And I just think Varane kind of needs to sometimes be given some sort of accountability as well. Because it's like, no, you can't talk on him. You're not allowed to talk bad on Varane.
I know what you mean. But one thing I'd say is, yeah, that's not his character, because there's been loads of times last season where Varane saved us, like goal line clearances, all these things. But Varane's the kind of player that he has good games quietly. You know them ones, like back post headers. Like at the end of the game, you watch the replay and you realize, oh shit, that cross was going in, back post, Varane's headed it over the bar, and that. He's the guy that tidies up, innit? Ramos was the dog.
Of course,
you know what I'm saying?
That, but...
Like Varane's not the dog, innit? Like he wasn't the Vidic. Like
no,
that kind of player.
I hear you, but at the same time, in moments, if someone is one of the experienced players, has been there and done that. Like, look, I can go on and I'll find.
I know
moments
what you're saying, but he leads a different way. He leads in a different way. The one thing I say about Varane, yeah, like I can't. Obviously, his fitness is not ideal. When we were linked with him, I said I didn't want him in the first place. I was one of the only Man United fans that was openly like I don't want him, because I found it strange that he was leaving Real Madrid, yeah, at a time he was leaving Real Madrid to come to Man United. And I was like, listen, yeah, he knows something we don't, innit? Like, his best days are behind him, the injuries, he's just coming for the bread, innit? Like,
otherwise, why are you coming? Yeah.
Why are you coming, innit? Because
same as I was with Phillips, why are you coming?
Yeah.
You have
so
to
we're
question.
Not in a good place right now. So he's coming and he's played well, but he's been having injuries and stuff like that. And it's becoming annoying. We can't rely on him. We can't rely on him, but he does a lot of stuff that gets overlooked, because on the ball he's not the most tidy, so people think, oh yeah, like he can't play up from the back and all that. But Varane saves us a lot, bruv, like in ways that we don't know, just because he reads certain things and he recovers in his positioning. So he puts out a lot of fires before they actually happen. And I think the thing is, he doesn't get the respect that he deserves because he does things that people don't understand, because he doesn't throw himself in and smash people. But that's not him. But I know what you're saying. Like, I don't think he could have done any more though.
I don't know. It's one of them moments where even if you don't want to see it as criticism of him as such, like, look, if Ruben Diaz is out of the team, then someone needs to stand the fuck up. Like, and
no, you're right.
And it's still like, okay, cool. I get that you're not usually that vocal person, but listen, in that back four at that moment with that goalkeeper, be the person. Just step up and be the person, because they needed someone to be the person. There was no one there being the person.
No, and I hear you. I get what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Who was playing beside Varane in that game?
Lindelof,
exactly. And Lindelof is a pussy, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So
and
it's like when you're playing next to Lindelof, it's like, bro, it's almost not even your fault, because Lindelof's a pussy. And also Amrabat's not a left back. So
no, he's not.
He was up against it. When you look at it, and 2 of the goals were down Amrabat's side. So it's kind of like, it's kind of difficult to criticize him when you look at what he was up against. Like, Cass gets sent off. You got Lindelof next to you, so you got to babysit him. And then you've got Amrabat, that's not a left back as well.
And so you got Delo stinking up the place, and then you've got a goalkeeper that's shaky.
But there you go. So, bro, like, I can't really blame him like that.
Step up. But here's the other thing, and this switches to the manager. Is Reguilón injured or is he fit?
Nah, he's injured. He's injured. Right, he'll be playing, because he was playing well.
Because again, I will then swing it over to the manager at that point. When you went down to 10 men, it's like he didn't know what to fucking do.
Of course he didn't.
It didn't close up shop, didn't do, like, I don't know. Look, and it's not for me to have the answer, but there was
when we went down to 10 men, we were drawing, weren't we? Or were we winning?
No, you were draw. You might have even been.
No, we were drawing, because the penalty would have put them ahead, I think, and then they missed it.
Yeah. But at that point, I didn't see him shut up shop or anything. It was like, come on, man, you got to do something here.
Yeah, bro. Like, but you know what it is? My man just didn't know what to do, bro. I'll be real. He didn't know what to do. But the thing is, he doesn't know what to do most of the time. Like that's what I've deeped, because it's like, if you actually look, and I said the same thing about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, yeah, and you guys remember me saying United had a record under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for the most amount of times winning games from a deficit, from being
Yeah,
behind, didn't it? That just told me that, yo, this brother's picking the wrong team every week. You know, like that. That's what
yeah,
it told me. Loads of people were like, oh, it shows great spirit. No, it doesn't. Do you know what I mean? It shows that you picked the wrong team and you're relying on your bench to bail you out every week, bruv. How about you pick the right team?
yeah,
Do you understand? And like with the Ten Hag situation, it's like, even on the last game, yeah, where we ended up turning it around and winning it, you started Bruno on the wing, bruv. When we lost 7-0 against Liverpool, he started Bruno on the wing.
yeah. That ain't
Bruno is
working now.
not Bruno has not done anything. All the times Bruno's played out wide, he's not contributed to us doing anything in any of the games. Yet the manager keeps picking him there.
Yeah, you know where we're going with this one.
Yeah, to shoehorn Mount into the team because you spent £65 million on a player we never needed. Yeah. Then you have the cheek to talk about you wanted to play more football, but you got Donny van der Beek on the bench, who's a football player that can't get a game. Eriksen was one of the players you brought in that was starting most games last season, and then he's been out of favour because you've chosen that you'd rather play a bunch of runners instead of footballers. So Eriksen's kind of been frozen out, and now he's trying to drag him back in. Like, he doesn't know what he's doing, bro. Like, everything is reactive, and a reactive manager's not a good manager, bro. No. It's all about being proactive.
And the final one is where this can end up is you've got Bruno and Mount, who ultimately are similar type players, and then you've got one player that we know can play with a striker, and I think he's allowed to use a canteen now, but he's still not being picked. And that's the one, like, you're playing Bruno as a winger when you've got a winger that knows how to play with the striker you've got, and you're just not doing it. And we'll see after the international break if he is using the canteen or not. But
bro, I want to see what happens to after the international break. The rumors are saying that he wants Sancho to apologize, but also wants man to do like some public statement or something. And he's like, and he's not on doing it, so it's not gonna happen. And obviously, there's some stuff that's come out, yeah, but it's not confirmed, innit? But someone tweeted something. They're supposed to be quite a reliable source, but nothing super reliable. I always take everything with a pinch of salt anyway, bruv. You know them ones, because I'm that kind of person. But basically, it just said, as things stand, Sancho's not apologising to Ten Hag and the staff, and United want him to do a public interview admitting he was wrong, basically, along those lines. And it's like, why is man going to do that, bruv? You want man to come out publicly and say, oh, sorry, but he ain't going to do that.
Nah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's just not going to happen.
See, I heard that he has apologised to Ten Hag.
He probably has.
I mean, still, if I'm Ten Hag, I ain't fucking taking, like, what does that get you? Do you believe that? Because I wouldn't believe that. The guy didn't want to apologise. You fucking forced him to apologise, yeah? He doesn't mean that, which will mean that he respects you even less now, right? But now the club's saying, no, we want that apology to be out there for everyone to see. And this is where the thing, look, I originally was on Ten Hag's side. Let me be clear over this. However, the amount of time he has allowed this to go on, the amount of time that he has continued to play players out of position when you've got a right winger that knows how to play with the number 9, not you think might.
You know.
Proven. 3 seasons, numbers, yeah. It's proven. For me, it's like, now, bro, I think the way I put it the other day is, I always had an issue with my dad, rest in peace, that it was always on me to make the effort, never on him to make the effort, right? Until I became a dad, then realised, I'm really going to have an issue with that, because now I'm a dad, I know I will always make the effort with my daughter. It won't be my daughter having to make the effort with me. Now, as Ten Hag, you're the manager. You are the grown man. Sancho is a young man, You're allowing this to drag on, and you're not being the man. You're not being the manager. Like, do right for the team. Do right for the family, and sort this shit out and get him back. Because the longer you don't, you're still trying things and seeing if it'll work, where you've got the opportunity to bring in a player that definitely works with a number 9. And it's just mad to me. It's mad.
But this is why. I don't like this manager, bro. Because like Zlatan said, yeah, like bro, like you said, respect is not something, yeah, that you can make someone give to you. You know them ones. You have to earn it, bro. Do you know what I mean? You can't force someone to respect you.
No.
You can't force them.
No.
It's not a forced thing. Do you know what I mean? But you can take respect. Do you know what I'm saying? But you have to earn it, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I can be like, yo, this brother's gonna respect me, but how do you get respect from people? You give respect.
Yeah. He's going the wrong way
How
about
do you
getting
get
it.
loyalty from people? You show loyalty. In
Yeah.
life, if you want something from someone, you have to show that. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how it is, bro. If you show love to people, they'll show love back most of the time. If you show loyalty to people, they'll show loyalty back. You show
Yeah,
respect, they
100.
show respect back.
Yep.
And if I show you respect and then you don't show me respect back, then all right, cool. Then we can fight.
Yeah.
You know, like that. But it's like you've publicly like mentioned man's name, which is disrespectful anyway, because you haven't done that with any other player. And then you're talking about man needs to apologize to you. You're crazy, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like that, but that even make no sense.
No, it's
Do you know what I'm
creating
saying? That
issues
doesn't
as
make
well.
no sense whatsoever, bro. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, this manager, clearly, if it was just Sancho and everyone else was happy and we were playing well, cool. Sancho's the bad apple. But he's falling out with multiple players. It's obvious.
Yeah.
You can see it in their body
Yeah,
language and the way everything's
yeah,
going. You
100.
can see the ones that he's playing, the ones he's not playing. You can see that it's not just Sancho. Do you know what I'm saying? But Sancho's the easy scapegoat. He's the easy one to pick on because
And the longer
he's
it
probably
goes on,
got
the
he's
worse it's
probably
gonna
got the
get as
most
well.
flaws out of the rest of them, like the most obvious flaws.
Yeah. Yep. 100.
And that's just all it is, bro. So, do you know what I mean? The manager's embarrassing him. He's embarrassing himself, and I don't see how he survives. I don't see how he survives this because once you lose the majority of the dressing room, like I don't remember in my lifetime, not just Man United managers. I don't remember any managers like ever that have lost the majority of the dressing room and still managed to turn it around. I don't remember it. Not at my club, not at Chelsea, not at anywhere, bruv. Like, I don't remember no clubs. Like, once you lose a certain number of players
Yeah, 100.
and the results ain't going your way, you can't survive. I don't care.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
No, you can't.
I
The
don't
mad
think
thing
he
is, look,
survives this.
that's why I believe managers are given contracts of like 3 years.
Yeah, but that's why he was given 3 years and he's 1.5 years through it.
And players are given 5 years because the players usually outstay the manager, especially if they'd listen. If it turns into beef, then
100%. Do you know what I mean? And to publicly throw a player under the bus to get respect, again, is not the way to get respect.
No.
You know, like that. Big up you lot inside. Yo, Dave, we need to run this competition. You get me? Where you at, bruv?
There he is.
You lot, we're gonna run this competition for this EAFC thing. You lot smash the likes as well, everyone inside here. Everyone that's been entered in. Yo, Dave, can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. I can.
Yeah, remind them about the email and all that stuff.
Yeah, cool. So basically, we're going to spin the wheel, and whichever name it lands on, I'm going to go onto the YouTube profile, onto your YouTube profile. Make sure that you enter in the About section your email address. So whoever's name it lands on, I'm going to check if the About Us is filled in correctly. And then from there, we can obviously announce the winner. And then I'll send you the copy of the game as of this week. So yeah, we can run this. We can spin the wheel now, and then we can see the winner. Cool.
Calm. Okay. All right, let's do this, man.
Let's do this. Okay, so it's going to take about 30 seconds to go through all the to pick the winner. So let's do this.
That's what I mean. So you got 30 seconds to smash the likes, people.
Okay, let's see who's going to land on.
Jadon Sancho.
No, I'm sure he's already got one.
Yeah, he's been playing it, I think, while he's been off.
Trust me, dog.
It's a guy named Oh So Cozy. So Oh So Cozy won the copy of obviously EAFC 24. I'm going to be checking your account. Please, if you are watching this stream, I'm sure he is. If he is,
I think he's one of the members.
Yeah, I think he's a member. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So there he is, Cozy.
Yeah, that's him there. Yeah, that's him there.
Come on.
you
So
go. And
basically, Cozy, make sure you've added your email address into the about section of your YouTube profile. Yeah. And then basically what we're going to do is I'm going to send you a copy of the game tomorrow, actually. So I'm going to send you the copy of the game tomorrow. And then, you probably expect it probably on Wednesday to hit yourself. So by email, I'm going to ask you for your email address. So for your address. And then there we can send you the copy of the game. That's it pretty much.
Calm. You get
So,
me,
Cozy,
sir?
congratulations, mate.
Yeah, man. Well done, my bro. Know what I'm saying? Hey, big up for that, Dave. You get me? So, yeah, people. Know what I'm saying? Man's going to make sure we do plenty more stuff like that anyway moving forward. You get me? Because you lot support the shit out the channel. You get me? So, you get me? Nah, big up Cozy, man. Big up, bro. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man, it's lit, man. It's good to be able to do stuff like that. So, yeah, whenever there's launches and stuff like that, man always gets invited to these things. I don't go, but man will get the games and give them to you lot. And you know, like that. I'm sure there'll be a Call of Duty or something coming out, and I'll just get it and give it to you lot, man. There's always these things, man. You get me? So,
Yeah,
nah,
Cozy does have his email address, so I've just checked it. He does have his email address, so I'm going to send you an email quickly, mate. Yeah.
cool. And that's it. So yeah, man. Big up everyone inside. You already know what it is. Hey, what are you saying anyway, Daps? What you got coming up for the rest of the week, man? International break.
Yeah, it's some ones where you have to find content in it. Now we've just done a couple of pre-records that will be up tomorrow morning on Never a Foul. Talking on Arsenal, one of them talking on Chelsea, the other. And yeah, just daily content as normal. Trying to ride out this international break till football's back. Not gonna act like I'm excited about the international break because I'm not at all.
Yeah.
But
Are there any good international games coming up, guys?
playing
That you want me to
Australia,
go
aren't we?
watch along?
We are.
Yeah,
We're
I'm not
playing
doing. I'm
fucking.
not watching. I'm not watching that, bruv.
Nah.
You know, like that, bro. I want to watch Australia. I'll watch Tottenham, blood. You know them. Man ain't trying to watch their national team, fam. That's crazy to me.
Nah.
I don't know, man. If France are playing a decent team or there's like a decent game, I might watch that. But I'm not watching it for the sake of it. I'm not watching that. And basketball's back on kind of now as well. So
Well, I've got stuff on fucking my Fire Stick to watch, so I'll be watching that. A break from football for a minute.
That's what I'm saying. So man just want to watch NFL and watch basketball in the international break, so it's no problem. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, KSI Tommy Fury. I'm gonna be on Seconds Out
Sunday.
boxing channel for that on Saturday. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing like a watch along, like a watch party on like Seconds Out boxing channel. Still, I got a meeting for that on Wednesday. So yeah, I'm just gonna do it over there. Do you know what I mean? Just for a change. You get me? I love my boxing anyway, man. I wanna start doing more. Do you know what I'm saying? So
I used to go to a lot before COVID. Still used to go.
Yeah, so did I. And I haven't like since COVID. I've only been to Tyson Fury, Dylan White, and I went to KSI's last fight. But yeah.
I think only one I've been to see Eubank a couple of times since then, and that's it. I used to go to pretty much like most fucking matchroom fights, to be fair. But
yeah. No, man. I love me some boxing though. And this man said, what's that? Hold on a second. What did I miss? Oh, Netherlands, France, Friday. Oh, I can't do Friday. That's the one day I can't do, bruv, because I got a dinner. I got dinner with the man them, bruv, on Friday. Man them have to link up once a month for food, blood. You get me?
I hear that. I do that as well.
Yeah, you lot gotta make sure, blood. Link up with your brethrens, blood. You get me? That's one thing, bruv. I know you lot. Because my man will think, oh yeah, you got bare time, bro. Listen, the older you get, the less time you have, blood. You have to make sure you make time for your brethrens.
100.
You get me?
100.
You get me? So yeah, man. Big up everyone inside. You already know the thing. Smash the like. Know what I'm saying? Tuesday, we're back again. You already know. You already know what it is, people. But yeah, man, big up. And make sure you check out Band Sports Ooze as well. If you haven't as well, make sure you subscribe to Never a Foul. The link is in the title, people.
Yeah. Love
and
for that.
Yeah, man. Back again tomorrow. You already know.